Wyduck here with another replay. On Star Station, in the bottom right, spawning as the blue Terran, we have Team Liquid's Taeja. And then top left, spawning as the red Zerg, it's Evil Genius's Stephano. Both these players are high-level professional players. Stephano has won quite a few tournaments. Unfortunately, I guess for us, maybe not for him, he has chosen to further pursue his studies, and so he will be retiring very soon. Taeja, on the other hand, recently defended his Asus ROG. So Taeja is a very skillful player. He's won a lot of pro games. He's won a lot of tournaments. So it's very difficult to know who has the advantage in this matchup. Taeja's building a supply depot at his ramp, while Stephano is going for more drones and sending out his overlord to scout. Pretty standard here. Taeja is going to open up with a barracks at the ramp. And a refinery. So this is telling me there's going to be some early possible aggression, but probably Reapers. And here's Stephano saying, good luck, have fun, and love. Taeja says, good luck, have fun, too. Stephano's putting down his expansion hatchery. Taeja is a very good player. He's actually playing in WCS America and not in WCS Korea. Currently, he's in the round of 16s. We'll have to see how he does from there. He's getting his orbital command up and blocking off his ramp with a supply depot. Stephano, on the other hand, is getting a extractor and a spawning pool. And his overlord is taking his sweet time getting over to Taeja's base. And it looks like double Reapers are going to be popping out, or he's training 2 Reapers, so a single Reaper is going to go and scout out Stephano's base. Three drones on gas. Stephano might be getting Zergling speed, going to go for some more map control. While the Reaper is almost at Stephano's base. It's quite humorous. The Reaper will actually get to Stephano's base before Stephano's Overlord will get to Taeja's base, as Taeja is starting a second command center. The Reaper is going to take pot shots at the drone, microing. The drone moors into a spore crawler to get away. Nice micro. And that Reaper's not going to be able to do too much now. Might be able to take a couple more pot shots. That drone cancels the spore crawler. Maybe another extractor here. Yes. And the Reaper's going to bounce away onto the top level. He's not able to get any kills, but he did get a bit of a scout. And he's going to pop back into the base. The Queen is out of position. The Reaper is looking around. He sees the Zerglings. He sees that there's an extractor with no drone, so he knows that there's something going on, probably Zergling speed. And the Zerglings are hanging out right at the ramp, so if the Reaper does want to come pop back up, he will be surrounded. So Taeja's just going to put his Reaper at the Zelnaga tower, and he's going to run all the way back. He's going to switch his factory with the barracks, put it on the reactor, and start building some Hellions. And get his second orbital up. While Stephano is droning up. He has a 10 supply lead already, very early in the game. That's pretty normal. While all the Queens are blocking the front. So if Taeja wants to come in here with Hellions and harass, it's going to be very difficult. Taeja will probably just use the Hellions to do some scouting, do creep tumor cleaning up. But he's not going to be able to get a lot of scouting information in the front. And Stephano is opening up with his third. And Stephano is producing 16 Zerglings. So that's a lot of Zerglings. So if those Hellions get caught out of position, that can be easy pickings for Stephano. So Taeja has to be careful here. Yeah, he does have 4 Hellions and 2 Reapers, but if the Hellions are surrounded, they're not very useful. They're straight flames, not like the Hellbats, are not that useful against the Zerglings if they're surrounded. If you take a look at the army supply, it's about even. And this is what I'm talking about. 1 Hellion gets picked off, another Hellion gets picked off, and the 3rd Hellion gets picked off. So basically, for nothing, Stephano was able to build early to pick off 3 Hellions. Now he's going to go for an attack. Taeja needs to be careful here, as those Hellions are trapped now. The Reapers might not be able to escape. If they pop to the low ground, the Zerglings might be there. They're able to escape, but all these Hellions are going to get destroyed. These Reapers are slower than the Zerglings because they have Zergling speed, and they're both going to get picked off. Taeja does have a wall off, though, so it's going to be very difficult for the Zerglings to get in. But unfortunately, if you take a look at the units lost, Taeja has lost a lot more than Stephano. And now, Stephano can easily spread all his creep tumors, and Taeja doesn't have anyone or anything to be able to clean up these tumors and stop the spread. So it's very unfortunate for Taeja and very good for Stephano. But Taeja is still building Hellions in the back. Some Terrans like to build a 4 or 6 Hellions at the beginning and then stop building, and we're going to take a look at these Hellions. They're going to be able to pick off these very weak Zerglings. And then Taeja's now going to stop producing Hellions. And he's building 4 barracks in the back and a starport. So he's going for a huge macro push right now. He's going to get his 3rd up. He has mules at his 3rd already, while Stephano has began his 4th. And now the Hellions are back. This is interesting. I didn't think that Taeja would be able to get back map control, but now he's hanging out outside, just outside the creep tumors. If Stephano's not paying attention, his creep tumors will get picked off. He's got a queen right there, so he can see exactly what's going on. The Hellions are going to run in there, pick at the Hellion, but he's got to be careful here. Don't want to get surrounded by the Zerglings again. A lot of Zerglings go down, but they're getting surrounded by the Hellions. But a lot of the Zerglings are in red, so they're not going to be able to get the full surround. Taeja is shooting, barbecuing all these Zerglings. I don't think barbecued Zerglings taste that good, but they do look awfully nice. Look at that. And then watch the ashes, the poof. Yeah, they disintegrate. And going for the 2nd round of barbecue steaks, of Zergling steaks. But all these Hellions are in red, and now Taeja's going to lose all these Hellions as well. So even though Taeja was able to pick off a lot of Zerglings, the 2nd run of Zerglings destroyed all the Hellions, and now he's not in production of Hellions, so Hellions can't scout, and they can't do any harass. So Taeja's going to have to go and survive solely on his Bioforce. Resources lost is very similar. Workers killed is also at 0 for both players, so no one has been able to harass either players' mineral lines. And Stephano's going to try and do some damage here, but with the Medivacs and Stimpaks, I don't think Stephano's been able to do very much. His 4th is up now, and he is getting a lair, and it is halfway completed with double evolution chamber and infestation pit. So, are we going to see locusts? Not sure. While Taeja does have his 2-2 running, but remember, Stephano's 2-2 is a little bit ahead, so there will be a small window where Stephano's upgrades will be superior. Taeja has a small 15 supply advantage, and he's going to march in, try to clean up some tumors here. Pick off this queen. Drops the scan, and here's the cleanup crew. But he has to be careful. There's lots of Zerglings and Banelings in the back here. If he's not careful, those Banelings can do lots of damage. The Banelings, the splits. So basically, no Marines are lost to the Banelings. Very good splits by Taeja. Prevents Stephano from having a good, successful confrontation. And now Stephano, his 4th, is being focused down on. Here's the Fungal. Going to take down all these Marines and Marauders. Very unfortunate. I thought Taeja was going to get the 4th a second ago, and then the Fungals come in, and immediately this attack is basically thwarted. But there's more Marines coming in with a whole bunch of Medivacs. Got to be careful here. I do not know how much more energy these Infestors have. One gets picked off, so there's no more fungal growth. The Widow Mines are going to burrow, and unfortunately, the mines do get activated by eggs, and the eggs don't die from one shot. So these mines were not entirely that useful, but Taeja does have a 30 supply advantage. And in fact, he's getting drilling claws, he's getting vehicle plating for his Medivacs, and he's been able to pick off 4. He's going to clean up some tumors here as well, but here's a run by with a whole bunch of Zerglings and Banelings. Got 2 Infestors as well. Able to clean up about half the force. The Marines are trying to get away with Stimpack. The Medivacs might want to come and pick them up. There we go. 6 Marines into that Medivac. Whole bunch of Zerglings are still attacking the rest of the Marine force. They dump off the 6 Marines, but they're in red, so they all get chewed up virtually in seconds. Taeja is still pressuring. He has a 20 supply advantage, and he's pushing hard. He has a whole bunch of reactors back home with the barracks, and Taeja is just trying to hold on. He's got the Ultralisk Cavern and the armor for the Ultralisk Cavern being researched. And there are no Marauders in this composition. Like I said before, this is a huge Marine. It's all reactors except for 1. So when the Ultralisks come out, and here they are, they're going to do a lot of damage. The mines are doing damage as well, but they're not that effective. Watch out for this 1 mine. Oh, 1 mine is able to get 11 Zergling kills, so that's a money mine. With hits like that, Taeja won't have to micro nearly as much. He's got a 40 supply advantage. Stephano is really behind now. He's trying to get up his 4th over here, but there's mines and there's Marines harassing his front, harassing his 3rd. His 4th was picked off, and now he's trying to build it off here on the left side of the map. I'm not sure how successful this will be. And now Taeja is going to drop a full Medivac onto the 4th. Or maybe not. He's just gonna go around, maybe drop off into the main. There's a whole bunch of spore crawlers here, so the drop is not gonna be that successful. Taeja's gonna clean up some more creep tumors. Never a bad decision to clean up creep tumors. And he's gonna dump off the Marines and Marauders at the 4th like I had originally suspected. The drones are gonna run away. Here comes an Ultralisk, Big Daddy Ultralisk. What is he gonna do? Remember, these Marines are wedged in between the minerals, so it's difficult to get attack all the Marines and Marauders, but these Ultralisks are finally going to be able to finish off this force, but the hatchery was picked off. So it's not much of a consolation prize to pick off these Marines if you can't keep your hatchery. And another large engagement is happening at the 3rd. At the opening of the 3rd, Stephano is running back with his Ultralisk. He's going to fungal down the Medivacs of the Marines. But without the Ultralisk poking away at that fungal group, the fungals don't do that much. And here the Ultralisks are going to chomp down on some Marines. The Marines and Marauders are doing everything that they can, but they're getting outnumbered, they're getting outflanked, they're getting totally surrounded by the Zerglings and Ultralisks. Taeja is falling behind in supply. He's about 10 behind right now. He's still pushing, and he's still doing everything he can. He just took out an Ultralisk. He's going to bury some mines. The mine hits. Got to be careful here. Taeja's units are in red. If the mine goes off, maybe kill his own units. He's actually killed his own Marine and Marauder, and now he's going to have to get out of there. He's got 9 Medivacs that are going to boost away. These mines are going to get chomped down by the Ultralisk blades, or maybe not. Taeja is sending in more units. So this game is going back and forth. The engagement is constantly happening on Stephano's side of the map, and initially I thought Stephano would be able to hold, but he's done a pretty good job so far. He's able to chop down a few more guys, and the Zerglings and Ultralisks are having a field day with all these Marines and Marauders, and Taeja decides to pull back. While all that was going on, Taeja has his 4th up and running, and it's upgraded to a planetary fortress, so any run-bys by Zerglings are not going to be very effective. Unfortunately, this Medivac was immediately scouted, so Stephano knows there's a drop incoming. Doesn't know where, but it is incoming. Stephano already has 3-3, and this planetary fortress is going to get picked off. The Banelings and the Ultralisks were able to pick off the planetary fortress right away. Good pickup by Stephano. Unfortunately, Taeja still has a 30 supply advantage, so if Taeja attacks, it might be very difficult. The army supply is seriously in Taeja's advantage. It's about a 30 advantage, well, closer to 40 now. If Taeja attacks right now, and he's dumping off at the main, he's dumping off at the 5th, and he's cleaned up the 4th, so now this is the 4th. He's dumping off at the 4th. There's lots of stuff going on, and there's attacks everywhere. It's difficult for Stephano to figure out where to go. And here are the Marines. They're getting picked up. They're going to escape to fight another day. Whole squad of Marine and Marauders engaging at the 2nd and 3rd of Stephano. Stephano's going to pull back. He needs some good fungal growth and some good Baneling connections. He only has Ultralisks and Infestors. And, but this entire group by Taeja is all in the red. The Medivacs are not able to heal quickly, and these Ultralisks do have splash damage, so Taeja does have to be careful here. If he gets careless, these Ultralisks are going to just chomp down on all these units. And watch out for these mines again. The mines are taking out a few of his own Marines. The Ultralists are finally going to get taken out, but still, Taeja's army is still a lot in the red. One Baneling connection can finish off all these units. And he's healing up now. He's stimming. There's one Ultralist in the pack. Still a lot of things going on, but now they're entirely surrounded by Zerglings, and Taeja's able to clean this up. The supplies are evening out, so Taeja's lead has been significantly decreased, but Taeja is still moving ahead, and this queen is stuck out of position, not on the creep. Stephano has his 4th up again, still doesn't have drone saturation, and now Taeja is going to kite away on that Ultralist and these Zerglings, and the 4th is going to get focused down once again. Taeja has a 30 supply advantage. It's looking really dire for Stephano. He has not been able to secure his 4th consistently. His 4th has been consistently under attack at the top, at the left, and now you see about 10 medevacs and all these Marines and Marauders coming in. There's one lone Ultralist, the Hero Ultralist, and the Hero Ultralist is picked off easily, and now Taeja's going to march into... Is he going to go to the 3rd? Is he going to go to the 2nd? It's very difficult to see. Upgrades are even 3-3 for both players, but it looks like Taeja has a superior force. He's got about 20 ground units firing on the Ultralists and the Zerglings. He's got a 40 supply advantage. It doesn't look like he's be able to do much. There's 3 more Ultralists coming in here, but there is no fungal growth. So Taeja's going to kite away. He's going to stim and keep kiting on these Ultralists. And let's just watch this micro in play. One Ultralist down, and the last one is going to get picked off. I don't think Stephano can recover. He's long distance mining to the 4th. These drones are not paying for themselves. He does not have his 4th. Another Ultralist is going to get picked off here, and I think this is going to be GG. Congratulations, Stephano says to Taeja. That was a very good game. Taeja was continuously able to put pressure on Stephano's 4th at the top, and then at the left and back at the top. Stephano was not able to get the resources he needed. He did have 3-3 upgrades just like Taeja, but unfortunately it just wasn't enough. Taeja kept microing. He did successful drops in the main to divert Stephano's attention. He even has the 5th up and running near the end of the game. It was basically a non-factor by that point. And look how much gas Taeja has. So, great game, and see you guys next time.